What usually happens with the last technique in any of the levels you're studying is you get a little bit of a sample of what's to come in the next levels. And in this case, with sword and hammer, that's the final technique. It's also one of the easiest techniques to do, but it will introduce a new concept or something that we haven't used yet in terms of a retreat. We've retreated with each one of the techniques. We've done sidestepping, but this will actually advance, an advanced movement towards your attacker that way. But other than that, it's a very, very easy technique to do, and part of the thought process of that is if you've been studying these techniques from delayed sword, then you reach number 10. Once you've learned number 10, you'll be ready to test. Well, if number 10 is the hardest, well, okay, you've been working all these. Now, how much time do you need to get number 10 ready as well, along with the other 9 to actually test? Well, in this case, number 10 is one of the easiest ones. So as soon as you learn it, you can turn right around and have it ready to show for testing, for promotion to yellow belt. So you have that working for you here. That won't always be the case. Sometimes the last technique is just as complicated, or if not a little bit more so than some of the others. But for this first level, again, for this introduction, that's an extra grace in this case. That sword and hammer is the easiest one. So in this case, the grab is going to be they're standing to your side. They're standing to your right side. The left hand is reaching up and grabbing hold of the shoulder here, like they're going to turn you. And this time it's going to be a right punch that they deliver that way. There are other applications to this because we're just going to deal in the grab as they grab hold of your shoulder. It could be unwanted attention from a young man to a young woman. He's not really getting the message, and now he's getting kind of grabby and touchy type of thing. This would be an appropriate technique to use in that type of situation because you're not going to do any real damage to him, and he'll get the message. They're standing to your right side. They're reaching up and they're grabbing hold of your right shoulder with their left hand, and they're going to turn you and punch with the right. First step we're going to do here, again, we're going to advance towards them, but again, we're going to pin that hand first. So if you move closer to them and you haven't pinned that hand while they've got you, they could just punch you with that hand. They grab and you step towards them, they just turn that into a punch. That's not a problem. So we want to pin that hand so they can't use it as we move towards them for the first time. And when you step towards them, if you can, step on their foot. In this case, we want all our weight, instead of being flat foot, as you press down on their foot, you want to roll it on the side so you have a smaller edge. And if you can put all your weight on that one small edge, that ridge edge of your foot here, and you want to come right across the top of their foot, right across the instep. Right? The small bones in the foot here on the instep, as your foot comes across and you drive your weight down, very painful. So you can practice that. Again, be gentle with your training partners. It's teaching you, one, to advance into your attacker, and it's the first time we've seen that, but it's also introducing the idea of how to step on somebody's foot and how to do it in a way that's not just the obvious, well, that might hurt, that might give you the reaction you want, but rather than it being a big, obvious move, it can be a quiet step and be even more painful if you quietly put your foot in position and then roll all your weight on it. So I'm just pinning that hand, stepping over and catching his foot and rolling my weight on it. As I do, outward sword hand. That's a chop to the throat. Boom. And that will catch him back. But it's like that whipping back fist action. I just want to cause a gag reaction in them. I'm not winding up and hitting hard. Again, sneaky ninja. I'm going to step over, squeeze that foot with yours, pin at the same time, and boom, flick right to that throat, hitting them with that sword hand. And when it does, gag them back. They intend, just the natural body reaction is to lean back this way. They will expose all of this. So as soon as you hit high, you pull back, change your weapon to a hammer fist low. So I go to the throat, to the abdomen, or to the groin if you need to. If the guy needs if it's a guy that's getting too grabby, and he needs a little bit more encouragement to leave you alone, you can hit him lower to the groin. So that's the whole thing, that sword and hammer. Pin, step over, crushing the foot while you sword hand high, hammer fist low. Throat, and then to the abdomen. That's all there is to it. One more time, sword and hammer. buckle, scoop, spin back. Oops, sorry. Boom. Don't get him yet.